amazing. It's beautiful.
It is.
Yeah, no doubt.
Everything I could have imagined.
That's for sure.
Well, hey, it's Robin Rockstall, Billy Lankford, Jerry Marlowe here with Trevor Helper. He's a senior here at St. Michael. He's been on the football team for 5 years, one of the original 21-strong football team. And I think there's 3 of you left.
Yes, sir.
This is the last year. So he's part of our Cardinal Spotlight this week, and we want to talk to him a little bit about his time at football. He signed with Milsaps College, and then some of his time here at St. Michael.
All right, so one of the biggest things that's happened in the last couple months has been the field house. You were one of the original 21, so talk us through what it was like when you first started compared to what the resources are now with having that just superb field house with all the workout equipment and everything there.
I mean, coming in as an 8th grader, we were working out at the Y. So, most of these kids coming in, they're going to be so used to working out in their own facilities and everything. Well, we were sitting there going to the Y at 8 o'clock in the morning. All these moms and everything turning their head like, what's going on? Then we'd walk down the street to Tryon. And then whenever football season started, we were at Tryon still, because we didn't have a field, we didn't have anything over here but this building. So, until they finally laid down the groundwork for the field, which really wasn't even a field, it was more just dust and gravel put together on the ground. We really didn't have anywhere to practice here. But then, as I said, when they got that dirt and gravel here, we were able to practice. We didn't get grass till I want to say the spring that year. So it was a tough road.
That must have been something for sure.
It really was. And then, then over the years we just kind of added things. We got our first goalpost my sophomore year, I want to say. But before that, we were getting out the soccer goals and using them to kick it 10 feet above this right here. So we had that, and then next, it was just that field house. And the moment we got that, it just everything kind of felt like it fell into place.
Yeah, well, and clearly things have really progressed since you started, so that's exciting. There's plenty to go in the future for the school, but tell us a little bit about what do you remember most about your St. Michael football career?
It's going to have to be just all the amazing players I've gotten to play with and just the brotherhood that I've been able to make with them. Because, I feel like I can talk to any of these guys about anything, and they're just my brothers and my family, so it's going to be the thing I remember most.
Yeah, well, who are some of them that really stood out to you, that really, that either you leaned on or they taught you something? Or
it's good. Probably going to have to be Sam Beckett. First one comes to mind. I've played football with him since I was in 2nd grade at Christ the King. I've been football buddies for who knows how long, and he and I have only played on the separate team once in 5th grade, and that was whenever we both had to go to City League. And actually I'll be playing against him now again, with him going to Huntington and me going to Milsaps, so I'm looking forward to that. But he's the first one that pops in my head, and then another one would probably be Tim Mullick, and actually both these guys are part of the 21 Strong.
Right.
So both those dudes have just been a part of my amazing journey through this through football and this school here.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic, and it sounds like that you'll have those relationships with them for the rest of your life too, and that's exciting. All right, so let's transition a little bit. You've been here for 5 years, but somebody's got to take over the mantle now that you're going to be leaving. So who are the guys that you really see that'll start stepping up and filling those roles that you and Sam and Tim have all left?
Just a few names that come to mind are Donovan Garrett, Joby Warner, and Claybar. Just those three they've been out there and have had the most experience since me and the 21 Strong guys have been there. So those are the ones that I think we're looking to kind of take over and take the reins and just show what this team's made of.
Yeah, well, that's exciting. It's fun to know because those 3 guys you mentioned, and without a doubt, they've had an impact even coming in already. All right, so I know Coach Rivers hasn't been here long. Have you had any interactions with him?
Oh, yeah, plenty of interactions.
And how much has that impacted what you're going to take away from your football time here at St. Michael and help you as you move on to Milsaps?
He's definitely taught me just how to be more hardworking kind of in my workouts. He's in there pushing us all the time in the weight room. Because, that's kind of the only interaction I get with him. I'm not out there on the field like most of the current players are. But I get to experience him in the weight room, and he's just such an all-around great dude who just sits there and he will encourage you until you cannot go anymore. So I mean, it's just the absolute drive that man has for us kids is unbelievable.
All right, so knowing that he's got that drive, what are the things that you think, how is he going to how is his leadership going to drive what happens with this team over the next few years?
He's going to make him work. I mean, nothing's ever given to you. So, I mean, he's just going to pretty much get them in that championship mindset of just working for what you want to get. Because, I mean, nothing in this world is ever given to you, so you just got to work hard to get it.
Yeah, well, and that's fun. And we got a little taste of it while we were standing around waiting to do the interview. We saw some of the guys working out there, and we were even joking around like, we never saw you guys work that hard, which I know is not true. You guys worked really hard, but he's definitely going to make an impact on this team and on this program. So we're excited now. Let's transition to moving forward.
Yeah, now you've been around here for 5 years, been a student for 4. So outside of football, what's your favorite memory at St. Michael?
Honestly, there's just too many counts. I remember one time in my English class freshman year, just one of my friends, he fell straight forward on his desk and he was trapped in his desk for like half a class period just because, I mean, he leaned forward too much trying to pick up a pen.
I do know those desks are tricky, especially for the larger size person.
Oh, yeah.
But they're difficult on parent night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, they are. I mean, other than that, it's just, just taking it day by day, trying to make the most of my time here.
Okay. Well, as a student, who's made the most impact or the biggest impact in your life?
I would have to probably say it's my sophomore or my junior English teacher, Miss Chutel. Okay. She has just completely helped me turn into a strong academic student. She's pushed me whenever I've thought I couldn't go any further. She's helped me out whenever she sees I can make improvement. She's just supported me through any decisions I've made. So
well, that's good. So now you got your next step of your journey, going to Milsaps. Can you tell us a little bit about that process? How you picked Milsaps, kind of how you looked for a school, and
well, it's really funny. Me and my dad kind of joke about this because he and I kind of had the same recruiting story. So before I chose Milsaps, I was going on these college visits to Tennessee. Actually, was where I was mainly focused. I went to Swanee, Rhodes. We even stopped and looked at the University of Memphis just to kind of look at it. Yeah. And Rhodes was the first place I ever fell in love with as a football school. And I went up there, everything was going well, and I actually ended up getting rejected. So, I was devastated. This was back in November. I was just completely devastated. I had just come off of one of my best seasons yet. I felt like I was becoming a stronger academic student, and they just rejected me. Well, at that point, I had gotten a few texts from a coach at Milsaps, and the day that I figured out I was rejected, I got a call from him asking if I'd come up for a visit. And my dad, he says, "Dude, this is the opportunity you've been waiting for. Take it, see what you think of it, and we'll reassess from there." And so I went for it, and I just fell in love with the coaches and with the beautiful campus that they have there, right. And just the amazing community that they have there. And I just fell in love with it, and I left there, and I was like, "Dad, this is where I want to go." So
that's awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about Milsaps, where they are, what kind of school?
It's in Jackson, Mississippi. It's a D3 NCAA division. They're a very, very good academic school, and they are very competitive at the D3 level. They've been above 500 for the past, I want to say this entire decade, and they've actually won a couple conference championships. And so I'm hoping to go up there and just show them what I got and hopefully lead them to one.
That sounds great. Well, and then we're going to transition back about your time and just some of your influences.
Yeah, so your time at St. Michael, you've been here, you were here for the full 4 years, plus, being around the school as an 8th grader and stuff as well. What are you going to take with you? What is St. Michael, how has it influenced you, and how are you going to use those as you move forward in the rest of your journey going to college and then even after college?
First thing probably that comes to mind that everybody seems to say is important is time management.
This is tough.
Yes, it is.
Wait, you've learned how to do that?
Oh, are you kidding me?
I think we're still learning how to do that.
I mean, I don't know if I'd say learn, but they've definitely put a really strong emphasis on it. Because through my process and everything like that, they've definitely said, like, even college people have said, like, the hardest part about going from high school to college is just the time management. And so this school really makes an emphasis to teach you how to manage your time well, both in the classroom and on the field. Because during after school we have tutorials and everything like that, and then you have 15 minutes to get dressed and go to the locker room. So you really have to manage your time for what you're going to do from the moment tutorial ends to going to that locker room and getting ready and being on the field. So it's a
pretty good journey just between classes though too.
Yeah.
They don't give you much time.
And it's 4 minutes. Apparently, according to our principal, you can get around the entire school in 4 minutes. I don't know about that, but
I won't argue with Mr. Weber, so y'all do it.
That's the story, and they're sticking to it.
I mean, yeah, that's what he says. So I'm not going to go against the big man. But I got to step out. The second thing is just a hard-working attitude on and off the field. I mean, the coaches, from my very first line coach and Coach Reed to my last one, Coach Sofo, both of them have just pushed and pushed and pushed, and just tried to instill a hardworking, just attitude, and not just me, but in everybody. And same with the teachers. I was talking about Miss Jutel. She's going to push you to do the best you can be, and just push you to be the hardest working student you can be.
And those are great lessons to learn and take with you. Now, it's no surprise or a secret that faith is a very essential part of what St. Michael is all about. How has that impacted you? And then what are you going to do to continue your faith development as you step away from this bubble of spiritual development into the world where it's not always going to be around you all the time? How are you going to continue your development?
I think that whenever I first met Philip, one of the first things he really ever said to me was faith, family, football. And I think it's just kind of keeping that true to your heart whenever you leave home and everything like that. Faith has got to come first. You just got to always have it in your mind in every decision that you make, because I mean, it's the ultimate goal in life is to meet God one day in heaven. And then just lean on the family whenever times get tough, because I mean they're going to push you back to God and everything like that. And then just go find campus ministries, go find any kind of connection you can to the church, and before you know it, you'll have that connection again without even knowing it.
Well, and just to clarify for everybody, who is Philip that you're talking about?
Philip Rivers.
Okay, just making sure, and that's the kind of impact that Philip's already having on the students here at the school. But and I think you've got the right plan. Find the right people. Do the right things. Rely on your family. That's awesome to hear. And so you can tell you're ready to get out there and do what you need to do.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. And what advice do you have for the rising seniors, the ones who'll be leading this school next year and preparing for their journey, out of St. Michael? What advice do you have for them?
Just work hard on and off the field, because the younger kids are looking at you. Whether you believe it or not, they're looking at you, and you just got to set a good example for them, so that way they'll work just as hard as you or even harder.
Well, that's great. Well, Trevor, you're here on YouTube. Have you ever heard of the St. Michael YouTube channel?
Yes, sir. I've heard of it a little bit. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we're hoping that, as it grows 1,000 subscribers, then we can actually live stream stuff, and that'll let you keep up with what your brothers are doing here. You got 2 brothers here?
Yes, sir.
You want to talk about it? You don't have to if you don't want to.
I got one right now that's a sophomore, and he's a rising junior. He's actually a quarterback. He's competing right now to be the starting quarterback next year after since Michael Bradford is graduating. And I have a younger brother will be an 8th grader next year, and he's going to be competing for quarterback on the middle school team too.
Okay.
So here's what we're going to ask you. Now, you told us earlier you've already subscribed. So what we're going to ask you is, we want to ask you to make sure that all the other seniors that are about to graduate, make sure they subscribe so that they can keep in touch with what's going on at the school. Even when the lights go out, they might see it on YouTube.
Nothing keeps St. Michael down.
That's right. Nothing's going to stop the Cardinals. But encourage them to do it. Make sure all your family and friends, so that they can see what's going on, and just we just want to continue to have a means to continue to show what a great school this is. I mean, you've seen it firsthand. We've been able to observe it, but we want everybody else to see it as well.
All right, Trevor. Well, with the YouTube thing, it's a great place for you to go back and relive your glory days. Once you go off to Milsaps, you can go back and look at old videos and see how great you did. But do you have any memories of some great games from your past and some of your favorite sports memories in football?
All right, my first one definitely gonna have to be back in second grade. First ever football jamboree. My dad was the coach. We actually almost got rained out, but they let us play and everything like that. And my first ever football game got to be played in a mud pit.
It doesn't get any better.
In second grade?
In second grade, a bunch of little kids literally running around with the ball. It was probably the most memorable thing I've ever had in football. I'll never ever forget that. But St. Michael-wise, I'll definitely have to say the first game up at Millery. I will never ever forget. Just the first ever, a little 8th grader sitting there on a St. Lawrence school bus. It wasn't even our school bus at the time.
Yeah.
And we're just riding up I think what we say it was 2.5 hours to go play just a program that's been around for a while, and we were all excited. And I'll never ever forget the feeling of just walking on that field and walking off.
I think one of the greatest things about that game, besides y'all all could have won that one, it was really close, is how many St. Michael fans showed up for that game. They were not prepared for that game.
For a JV game, I think that we had probably a packed stand.
Oh, it was 200 to 300 people.
Oh, it was crazy. Like nobody would have ever thought that we would have that much come.
The concession stand sold out before the first quarter.
They were
And that was just when Robin got there.
Exactly.
Well, probably the second game that stands out the third game that stands out would probably be senior night. Just because that night I got to reflect on everything that I've experienced in this program, and just kind of thank all my coaches, thank everybody that's helped me on this journey and everything. So it was just a memorable night. So.
Definitely. Well, those are some great memories, and we appreciate you being here with us.
And remember, go back to YouTube and see all the new ones that people are creating. We're going to get on there.
I can't miss the school. It's like my third home.
Exactly. Being with us here today and talking about St. Michael's, your experiences here, and looking forward to everything you're going to do at Milsaps.
And best of luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. Go Cardinals. Fear the feather.
St. Michael.
Defend us.